y'all, December Dash workout number 6 coming at you. Today is what I'm calling my Sunday resets. So just low impact, mobility, stretching, a little bit of a heart rate increase, just trying to get our energy up and flowing so that we have our mind rights for all of our Sunday preparation and chores and errands and whatnot to get ready for the week ahead of us. So I'm not using anything but my mat. Just gonna have some yoga-esque inspired moves today. Again, I'm no yoga instructor, so just follow my lead. I'll try to give some good cues. But what I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna put one shin right on top of the other, and I'm gonna sit up really tall on my sit bones. I'm gonna have my arms overhead, and then I'm gonna rotate to my left side, putting my left hand behind me, sitting up nice and tall. So if you've done yoga, you know kind of the breathing cues. You wanna inhale as you lengthen, and then exhale as you rotate further into the stretch. So we're just getting this nice rotation through here. Good, and we're gonna inhale back to center, and then we're gonna exhale this way. Shoulders down and back, opening through the chest. Tall spine, inhale and exhale. Lengthen and rotate, good. Rotate back to center, and then I'm just gonna lean forward and get a little extra hip stretch right here for just a moment. Nice and long through my spine. And then I'm gonna sit up and I'm gonna switch the stance of my knees, or my feet there, so my other leg is on top. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to put one arm over and just get a nice lateral stretch. Good. Try not to rotate forward or back, pretending like I've got a wall right behind me. Nice. And coming across. Really stretching through that side body, trying to keep my hips down. Just moving from about my belly button up, back up to center. And again, I'm gonna forward fold with that other leg on top. Get a nice extra hip stretch. Just releasing any tension and negative energy that we hold in our hips. And then from here, I'm gonna move into a quadruped position. So my wrists and elbows are in line with my shoulders. Got my knees under my hips. I'm tucking my toes just for a little bit of extra mobility. And then I'm gonna cow. This is a cow. I'm gonna cow it out. Letting my shoulder blades come down my ribs, opening through my shoulders, looking up, let my belly sink. And then I'm gonna pull it in, press against the ground with my palms, pulling those shoulder blades away from each other, pull my belly button in. And I'm gonna cat it out again. And I keep saying cat. This is cat, like meow. And then this is a cow with its big old udders. Good, just getting some mobility through my spine and my shoulder blades, just kind of waking everything up. And then from here, I'm gonna reach my right hand out to the side, and then I'm gonna thread it underneath, trying to keep my hips level. I'm not rotating them to one side, I'm trying to keep everything level, and just kind of pushing back to stretch the back of that right shoulder. I'm gonna release that, pushing through that left arm, back in my quadruped position, left arm out to the side, and then I'm gonna thread it under, trying to keep my hips even. Again, not letting them jut out to that right side. And like every yoga instructor will tell you, it's not about how deep you go into a stretch, it's just that you feel a stretch, that you're moving through the movement. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna do some bear holds for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm gonna lower back down. And I'm gonna do that again. Toes are tucked, and I'm pushing out against the ground. Belly button is pulled in, nice long spine. Hovering those knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And then I have one more. Here we go, hovering. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend one leg out, one arm in, or one arm out, one out. You got it. And then I'm just gonna come underneath and crunch right in the middle. And I'm gonna do that for 2. Nice and controlled, trying to keep your spine really level. Don't let your hips wobble back and forth. And 3, kind of create some tension. I'm gonna lower that down. And then I'm gonna extend the other leg out, the opposite arm, pressing against the ground, nice and stable as I lift, belly button in. And I'm gonna crunch for 1. Crunching 2. And 1 more, 3. Good, I'm gonna lower that down. And from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and I'm kind of just in this low lunge. You can keep the knee down if you want, whatever feels good. Just make sure that your knee is in line with your ankle, and if your toes are turning out, let your knee turn out that way too. So just this nice, low lunge, runner's lunge, whatever you wanna call it. And then from here, I'm gonna press to my hands, and I'm gonna do some lizard hops. So I'm gonna switch my feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. I'm gonna land with my other foot in for that low lunge on the opposite side. So drop that knee if you want to. Just make sure this knee and this ankle are in line. Pushing against the ground. Feeling that stretch through the hip flexor. Pick up that leg if you want to. Keeping everything pulled in. And we're gonna go in for 6 more of those lizard hops, okay? So press against that ground and hop it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Land with that first leg. I'm gonna walk it over. Now I'm gonna come into a high lunge, okay? So I'm gonna tuck my tailbone, straighten that back leg, nice tall core, just feeling that stretch through my hip flexor. Weight is through my heel, knee and ankle in line. I'm gonna reach overhead, and then I'm gonna straighten that leg, and I'm gonna fold right over. Just get a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Hold that for a moment. I'm gonna bend that front knee, press up to that low lunge. Good. And let's step forward, switch. We're gonna step our right foot back. So our left foot is forward, knee over our ankle. Tuck that tailbone, and then straighten that back leg, keeping your ribs in. Lift up, shoulder blades down and back. And then I'm gonna straighten that front leg first, and then I'm gonna hinge forward. And a bit of a hamstring stretch. Just hold that. Beautiful. Bend that knee, come back up, come to standing. Okay, so from here, nice, tall overhead reach, and I'm gonna step back with 1 foot into a back lunge, and I'm gonna rotate towards that leg that's forward, and push back to start. And back, and rotate. So I'm just gonna alternate back and forth. Concentrating on my balance, on my alignment, pushing through my heels, keeping my core pulled in. Ooh, good. 1 more on each side. Like I said, just a little bit to get your joints opened up, a little bit to get your muscles going, get your energy rocking and rolling. Okay, so from here, doing a straddle stretch. So my feet are parallel with my mat, toes pointing forward. And then I'm going to hinge forward with a long spine all the way down, keeping that long spine. I'm gonna lengthen up and let it fall back in. Move around through the stretch where it feels good for you. And then from here, I'm gonna reach across and grab my opposite ankle, and I'm just gonna open up, trying to keep these hips nice and even, okay? Keep that right one pulled down. And I'm gonna come back to center. And I'm just gonna lengthen for a second. And fold back in. I'm gonna take my other hand to my opposite ankle, keeping my hips even. I'm gonna open up towards the ceiling. Lots of twisting. Twisting is good for digestion. Good for getting the energy flowing. And then I'm gonna lengthen, put my hands on my hips, and come up with a long flat back. Hop it together, nice work. So from here, we're gonna go into some goddess squats. So another straddle stance, and we're just gonna squat it down. I'm gonna put my hands on my knees, and then I'm gonna rotate my shoulder down so I can push this leg back. I'm gonna come back up to center, rotate this other shoulder down towards the ground, pushing this leg out for a stretch. There we go. Just doing that for a couple. Just getting limbered out. Ooh, that feels good. And from here, I'm gonna go into a toy soldier to a crunch. Opposite side, toy soldier to a crunch. So just nice long arms, moving through your shoulder joints. And crunch. Out. And crunch. And getting a little bit of ab work. Out. And crunch. Nice work. One more on each side. All right, guys. There you have it. Short and sweet, nice, easy little flow. Get some energy going. I hope you have a great Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow on Monday. Thanks so much.